there. She is my mentor, has been a longtime friend and supporter, one of my role models, and I'm grateful to her for that introduction. I want to thank all of the members of the Women's Caucus. Thank you for your hard work over the past few days and the work that you're going to do over the next year. We are just grateful to you. In addition, I want to thank all the elected officials who are here today. Thank you for your support, for your encouragement of not just this campaign, but of me as a woman. Started the Women's Leadership Fund. Thank you so much for your work, your dedication. And to my friend named Riley, thank you for bringing us all together today. And thank you for your continued effort to make sure that our country and our party pay attention to the issues that matter most to women and families. It's such a pleasure. It is a pleasure to be with all of you in this sacred day when we celebrate one of our nation's great heroes, a man who changed history through the power of his words and the strength of his ideals, a preacher who helped so many Americans discover the better angels in our nature, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 25 years ago today, more than 250,000 people participated in the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. They stood under the blazing sun and listened as Dr. King lifted our sights and our hearts with his dream for our nation, a dream of equality and opportunity for all Americans. That same dream has driven all of us for the past year and a half as we poured our hearts and our souls into this election. All of us have recruited volunteers. We have worked phones, raised money, had more conversations than we could count about the candidates and the issues and what's at stake in this race and about the vision that we share for a better America and a better world. And today we are here united because we know the importance of this election and the importance that it will have on women's lives. And this year, more than ever, because of the historic candidacy of Hillary Clinton, we know the important role that women play in this election. It is thanks in great part to Senator Clinton that the issues most important to women and families are at the forefront of this campaign and of this country. And on a personal note, let me just say this. Thanks to her, my husband is a better candidate. Thanks to her, his campaign is a better campaign. And thanks to her, my daughters, and all of our daughters, have the freedom to dream bigger dreams. Because Hillary Clinton and all of you in this room and all of these phenomenal women have shown girls that they can do anything. And for all of these reasons, Barack and I are deeply thankful to all of you, to Senator Clinton, and we are honored to have your support as well as Senator Clinton's. We're just 2 short months away from heading into those voting booths and delivering real change to this country. And between now and November 4th, the leadership of women will be absolutely critical, as it always has been, because women get things done, at least they do in our house. From the beginning of this campaign, there's simply no force for change more powerful than women connecting with women. That's how we've been able to build this movement It's been one story at a time, one conversation at a time, women educating each other on issues, talking about the world and our role in it. And we need to harness that energy now, because if there's one thing that I know for certain, it's that I know that you and I and we know that women need an advocate more now than ever in the White House. We need that advocate like nothing before. And for me, and like all of you, the policies that support working women and families, things like economic stability, the health of our environment, health care, equal pay, all of those issues are not just political, they're personal. They're the causes that I hold deep in my heart each and every day. Over the past year and a half, I have held women's roundtable discussions across the country, and these sessions have given me an opportunity to hear firsthand the many challenges facing working women and their families. Everywhere I go, I don't care where in this country I go, I hear stories of women doing everything that's asked of them, everything that could be expected. They're doing everything they've been told they need to do, but still they're barely making ends meet. Between keeping a roof over their heads, keeping their kids in order, paying doctor's bills, filling up their gas tanks, making sure their kids get their homework done, keeping up with school, trying to get their own educations in some instances. So many working women and mothers out there are struggling. And the interesting part about this struggle is that we internalize this struggle. Many of us in these stories always say, I don't care what I'm going through, I know I'm blessed, and I don't want to complain. But what happens is that we internalize this struggle and we feel that somehow we're doing something wrong, that somehow we should be able to make ends meet. Every day, these women face an endless list of tasks. And at the end of the day, many of them find themselves with another job, and that's worrying late into the night about how they're going to make ends meet and keep things together for their families. And when you hear these stories, what's really striking is these women aren't asking for much. They're not asking for government to solve all their problems. They're just asking for Washington to understand that what's happening to their families is real, and that they need real help to make it happen. The struggles of working women and families across America aren't new to any of us in this room. They aren't new to me, and they certainly aren't new to my husband, Barack. As you know, growing up, he saw his mother, very young, a very single mom, who was 18 years old when she had him. She put herself through school while raising he and his sister. He saw her struggle to pay the bills. He saw her struggle to keep a roof over their heads, oftentimes having to resort to food stamps to keep it all together. And in her final months, when she was sick with cancer, she was as worried about paying her medical bills as she was about getting well. Barack saw his grandmother Toot. You met her brother last night, Charlie Payne. She was the primary breadwinner for his family. He saw her work her way up at a bank. She started as a secretary, and before it was all over, she was a vice president. But he also saw how, despite her hard work, her smarts, her ability, that she hit a glass ceiling time and time again, watching lesser qualified men pass her by on the rise to the top. And he sees me, his wife, trying to juggle the job and raise kids, often feeling like when I'm with my kids that somehow I'm neglecting my work and the campaign. But then when I'm with the campaign or at work, I feel like I'm short-changing my kids. We all know this guilt, and I know I can get an amen on that. Understands these struggles too, because the women he loves most, the women